Because Krishna is the opposite.
No, they
Sorry.
are not in the side of Dharma.
Correct, because they are not in the side of Dharma. That's the very good answer. Yes. Then Lakshmi Mataji, you also had the same point?
Yes, Prabhu, and Krishna is also in the opposite side, right?
Correct. Krishna
Opposite of
is on the opposite side. And Krishna always take the sides of Dharma or Adharma?
Dharma.
Yes, Krishna is always taking
Dharma.
the side of Dharma, right? So that is why it is going to be, unfortunate results, ominous results for Duryodhana and Dhritarashtra, and that is what is explained in shloka number 13 to 20. Uncertainty, there is an uncertainty of this war, what is going to happen. It is explained in shloka number 21 to 27. Bewilderment, the confused, disturbed, 28 to 30, and then turning point, 31 to 42. So while I mention these shlokas, I want to also give you a glimpse of these shlokas so that we are going hand in hand. So let me open chapter number 1. And this is chapter number 1 from Vedas. Observing the armies on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Text 1. Dhritarashtra said, O Sanjaya, after my sons and the son of Pandu assembled in the place of pilgrimage at Kurukshetra desiring to fight, what did they do? So like I was saying, it is good that we read the purport in order to understand the entire theme of this shloka, why it was spoken, when it was spoken, what is the purpose. Prabhupada is giving very elaborate purport. But because we have very limited time, I am just going to go to the translation part and leaving the purport for you to read. But you can always come back to me if you have any questions. I'll find time and I will explain the details to you. So shloka, like last time we mentioned, Rashtra Vacha Dharma Kshetre Kurukshetre Samaveta Yuyutsava Mamaka Pandavascheva Kim Akurvata Sanjaya. So Dhritarashtra is asking shloka number 1. O Sanjaya, after my sons and sons of Pandu assembled in the place of pilgrimage at Kurukshetra desiring to fight, what did they do? Dhritarashtra is asking this question. Now let me take you back to this. Dhritarashtra and Duryodhana 1 to 12. If you see almost all these shlokas, shloka number 2, Sanjaya is talking, O king, after looking over the army arranged in the military formation by the sons of Pandu, King Duryodhana went to his teacher and spoke to the following words. And in the third shloka, it is mentioned, O my teacher, behold the great army of sons of Pandu, so expertly arranged by your intelligent disciple, the son of Drupad. This is being told by Duryodhana. Okay. Now we will get into it as we proceed. So 1 to 12 is talking about the Duryodhan and the Dhritarashtra. Shloka number 13 to 20, very interesting. It is talking about those unfortunate outcomes. So it says, after that, the conch shell, drum, bugles, trumpets, and horns were all suddenly sounded, and the combined sound was tumultuous. So what happened before the battle? They used to, blow the conch shell, and everybody has a different conch shell. Krishna's conch shell is called Panchajanya. Bhimsen council is called Poundrak. Like that, everybody has their own council, their own shank, and which they used to blow because it is going to be the starting of this war, a very very important war in the history of India. So there are two important war. One was the Kurukshetra war, and the other one was the war between Ram and Ravan, Lord Sri Ram and Ravan. So 13 to 20 is going to talk about all these unfortunate results for the Duryodhana. 21 to 27 is talking about uncertainty, which is from here, you can see. Let me see those who have come here to fight, wishing to please the evil-minded son of Dhritarashtra. Who is speaking this line? And can you take a guess? Somebody wants to see that who has come to fight here.
Arjuna.
Yes, you're right, perfectly right. Arjuna is uncertain what is going to happen. Who has come here to fight with this evil-minded son of Dhritarashtra? And then Sanjaya is, of course, explaining to Dhritarashtra. Okay, so let us see what happens further. This is the shloka which we just read, Dharma Kshetre Kurukshetre. And then here, Dhritarashtra and Duryodhana, Dhritarashtra's mindset and Duryodhana's mindset. Of course, it is going to be the evil mindset, as we are going to see now. So what is there in the Dhritarashtra mindset? He is doubtful, he is fearful, and he is partial. So this is what happens if you're not following dharma. We are always doubtful. We are doubtful that okay, something might go wrong or something might happen to us. We are fearful because we know that what we are doing is not correct. And of course, whatever if you're doing something which is incorrect, it is going to give something bad, some wrong results to us. Partial. He is partial towards his own sons. See, the thing was, Dhritarashtra wanted to become the king all the time, but because he was the elder son, and that was the rule that those who are elder they need to become the king. But when somebody is becoming the king, it is they have got a bigger responsibility. What is the responsibility of the king? They need to keep the kingdom first. They cannot bring their family into consideration, saying that okay, first my family, like nowadays politicians they do. But the king's duty was not that. King's duty was to take care of his entire kingdom. you know Kingdom was the family first. Like the same decision, you see the decision of Lord Sri Ram. He always kept the kingdom first, not even the family. He said, when you are becoming a king, you are the king first, and then the father or husband or son, whatever. So that was the thing. But Dhritarashtra, he always wanted to become the king, and because he was born blind, he could not be a very suitable king, because he will not be able to manage the entire responsibility, which is a very big responsibility of the king. It is not that we just become the king and we enjoy all these positions. If you see, if you are in a corporate taken up a very higher position, so people might see, oh, this person is doing nothing much, right? But they have got the bigger responsibility. The CEO of the company, the chairman of the company, they have got the bigger responsibility. They might not be sitting at the desk and working on the production numbers of cases, but they have a bigger responsibility. Anything goes wrong, they are responsible. They are responsible for employee welfare. They're responsible for getting the work done. They're responsible to ensure that there is no impact. So they have a bigger responsibility. Similar thing you see, those army officers who are at a very higher position, so they also have a very bigger responsibility. Any small decision if goes wrong, that could lead to calamities for the country, for the soldiers. So they have a very, very strong, big responsibility. So when we are taking this big responsibility, we need to be very, very careful. I think in a movie called Spider-Man, there was a line. There was a line which I don't remember properly, but I remember this much, that with great power comes great responsibility, something like that. So whenever we are taking a higher position, we need to be very, 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 very responsible. But Dhritarashtra, becoming the king was his dream. He was blind; he couldn't become the king. So King Pandu became the king, and then later on we see that eventually it was Dhritarashtra who had to manage the kingdom, because Pandu expired very, very soon. And now it was his duty to hand over the kingdom to the son of Pandu, which is Pandavas. But he became, greedy of his position, and he didn't want to give that. He was not saying openly, but it was his desire that Duryodhana should refuse, and so that he can say, "Oh, my son is not giving the kingdom. What can I do?" And this is what Dhritarashtra was doing. And you see here, one wrong decision of Dhritarashtra destroyed his entire family tree. Everybody was dead in Dhritarashtra's family, in Kuru's family. Everybody. But still, Yudhishthir Maharaj gave shelter to Dhritarashtra. That was the power, and that was the beauty of Yudhishthir Maharaj, a pious king. And this the same thing happened to Ravan also. Ravana, what he did, he became greedy for women, and because of that, the entire kingdom was destroyed. Many people came to explain to him that you shouldn't be doing this. You should not be thinking that Lord Ram is ordinary person. But he was ready to fight with Lord Ram also, but not return Mother Sita. So this is what happens. They say Vinashakale Viparita Buddhi. And they become so envious, they become so greedy that they kill themselves, and not only themselves, they destroy the entire, community, entire society, entire, their own family members, sons died, everybody, relatives died because of this greed of Dhritarashtra. So I will proceed from here. He was doubtful, he was fearful, he was partial, of course, because that was the kind of things he had done. So he had to be like that. Doubtful about the outcome of the holy place. Why he was doubtful? Because he knew that Kurukshetra is also known as Dharma Kshetra, like we see in the first shloka. Dharma kshetre kurukshetre samaveta yuyitsavaha. So it is the place of worship. It is a place of pilgrimage, very sacred place where this battle is organized. So that itself is going to give the credits to Pandavas. And then, like Dhanlakshmi Mataji said, Lord Shri Krishna was on the side of Pandavas, right? So, and the third point is that they were following the religious, they were pious. So, of course, this place of worship, which is a pilgrimage place, Kurukshetra, is going to naturally be favorable for the Pandavas. So we will proceed from here. Partial to his own sons, like we discussed, he was partial for his own sons. He's calling his sons Kurus and not the Pandavas. And his mentality of me and mine, he always wanted to ensure that his sons become the king. So he forgot that he's not the body, he's the spirit soul. The very basic lesson of Bhagavad Gita, that we are not the body, we are the spirit soul. We come empty-handed and we go empty-handed. We have to accumulate things which are going to be required for us, which are going to for required for our people, but not like we not like that. We accumulate so much that we when we die we still have so many things left behind. Like I was reading a news recently. I think Karishma Kapoor's ex-husband, when he expired, he has got 30,000 crores of property, which is in court now. And there are battles, there are cases, there are fights for them to, that with this property will go to whom. And this person, he had married three ladies. Before Karishma Kapoor, somebody, and after Karishma Kapoor, he married one more person, one more lady. And now everybody's fighting. But where is the person? The person is dead and gone, right? So instead of completely utilizing our entire time in making money, we should also utilize, like you all are utilizing your time to understand the concept of Bhagavad Gita and understand the real self and do things which is going to be with us, right? So we might earn a lot of money, but in the end, the money is not going to go with us. We might make a lot of friends, but not everybody, not all the friends are going to, go with us. When we die alone. But what is going to go with us is our karma, the actions which we have taken, and that is what is going to be helpful for a person after leaving the body. But people don't understand this; they are just blindly running, and Dhritarashtra was one example. So we will proceed. You can stop me if you have any questions. Duryodhana's actions talks about diplomacy and inner fear. What is diplomacy? We see the politicians, they do the diplomacy. They talk about good for something because they want something in result. They want some vote bank. A political leader, they will go door to door during the time of campaign. They will go door to door. They will, fold their hands and they say, okay, please vote for me. Please vote for me, like that. Why they are doing this? Not for not that because they are actually caring for people, supporting or helping people. No, they want people to vote for them. That is the diplomacy. And the same thing Duryodhana was doing. We will see in the coming shlokas what is the diplomacy and which shlokas it is showing. And it also talks about inner fear of Duryodhana. Of course, when you do things which is wrong, it is going to generate inner fear. So let's read this shloka 1.3. And here what is Duryodhana saying? O my teacher, behold the great army of the sons of Pandu, so expertly arranged by your intelligent disciple, the son of Drupad, Bhagavad Gita 1.3. So let us see in 1.3 what is Prabhupada saying. If you see the very third shloka, Duryodhana is going to Dronacharya, and he is telling Dronacharya that, behold the great armies of the sons of Pandu, so expertly arranged. Who has arranged this army? He's saying your intelligent disciple, who is the son of Drupad. So there was a story of Drupad and Dronacharya. I think we all know the story now. We don't have time to get into the story, but you can read this shloka 1.3 where Prabhupada has explained the story. So let me give you the gist of it. So what happened? Dronacharya, Drupad was, Dronacharya goes to Drupad because they both were friends. But Drupad insults Dronacharya and he says that, a friendship can only be between the people who are of the same caliber. You are very poor, you cannot be my friend. Then Dronacharya does tapasya, and then he trains all these Pandavas, and Pandavas goes and defeats Drupad, and Drupad was brought in front of Dronacharya, and Dronacharya takes half kingdom of Drupad and says, now we are equal and now we can become friends. Okay, but that point of time, Drupad just he casually said, okay, yeah, fine, we are friends. But he was very, very envious. He became very angry that how can you defeat me like this? So what he did, he performed a big yajna, a greater sacrifice, and in that, his son called Drishtadyumna and his daughter Draupadi, they came out of the yajna kunda, and the purpose of Drishtadyumna was only one, which is that he can kill Dronacharya. That was the entire purpose. Now Dronacharya, he knew that Drishtadyumna is going to kill me one day, but he did not go away from his duty. When Drishtadyumna came to him to ask for the military art, teaching of military art, because Dronacharya was expert, so Dronacharya did teach Drishtadyumna, and today Drishtadyumna is standing in front of Dronacharya to fight. So now this person called Duryodhana, he is making a sarcasm, saying that, see, your intelligent disciple has arranged this army. So that is what is the gist of this story, and that is what shows what kind of diplomat was Duryodhan. So diplomacy also talks about Duryodhana, although mentioned as a king, goes to commander in 1.2 shloka. Say Duryodhana was king. He is fighting on one side and Yudhishthira is fighting on the other side. But he is going to Bhishma Pitama in 1.2 we see, and he is asking everybody that you all should support Bhishma Pitama. Correct? So in a way, he is also reminding Bhishma that, okay, you have to take lead and you will be fighting this battle for us because you are from our side. And he knew very well that Bhishma Pitama was always favorable to Pandavas. But because he is fighting from the side of Duryodhana, Duryodhana is kind of reminding him that, okay, boss, you are going to be my side. And now let's see what is the inner fair. Points out Drona's mistake, like we see. Drona, he was actually thinking that Drona should have never given the military art to Drishtadyumna. So now he's pointing out it is your mistake. See, this person is coming in front of us and now he's ready to fight us only. Now in 1.4 to 1.9, the shlokas only talk about the warrior's name, who is on the Pandava side and who is on the Kaurava side. You can go and read these shlokas. And 1.10, it is talking about envious of Bhima. The Duryodhana is always envious of Bhima. And in 1.11, he is asking everybody to support Bhishma Pitama, so that because Bhishma Pitama is very, very crucial, and if Bhishma is killed, then the entire army will be disturbed and troubled. So he is saying everybody should support Bhishma. He's become old, like that he's saying. But Bhishma is very, very powerful. Okay. Now let's talk about this ominous results. So these are the signs of victory for the Pandavas. Religious place, Krishna's personal presence, like we discussed. Transcendental conchal. Panchajanya is the conchal of Lord Shri Krishna. Presence of Hanumanji. I don't know how many of you have noticed this. In the flag of Arjuna, there was Hanumanji all the time. Let me see if we have that picture here. Yes. I think it is there in the Bhagavad Gita hard copy. In the hard copy, we have this chariot. And in the chariot, you can see that picture. Let me just... Till here, any doubt? All of you are clear with it?
Yes.
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay.
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, great. I'm just going to Google the picture, or maybe you can see in the hard copy of Bhagavad Gita, you might be having, you can check. So there was presence of Hanumanji. Hanumanji was there in the flag of Arjuna. And Hanumanji was in the flag, which means Hanumanji was personally present, right? And it was very easy for Hanuman to go and destroy the Kauravas in a second, okay? Because Hanumanji he supported Lord Sri Ram in the war of in Lanka, and Hanuman is so powerful, and he is present, right? So there is no chance that Pandavas are going to be defeated. Lakshmi Devi is the goddess of fortune. Why Lakshmi Devi is there with Pandavas? Because Krishna is there. Wherever there is Narayana, of course, Lakshmi is going to be with them. So the goddess of fortune is there with them. And Agni Deva, this chariot where Arjuna is fighting, the chariot was given by Agni Dev to Arjuna. So you see, so many things are there. Of course, they can never lose this battle. It is going to be, everything is going to be on their side. So this is about the blowing of different conch shells. When the conch shells were blowing, actually it shattered the heart of sons of Dhritarashtra. Now they knew there is nothing, no turning back. And the way they were, Arjuna became confident, and Krishna and Arjuna, everybody blowing conch shell. That's it. It was, shattering for their hearts. Why it is shattering? Kauravas' hearts were shattered. Pandavas, no shattering of hearts, confidence in Krishna. See, that's the beauty of the devotees now also when we are going to office, when we are doing something, we have this confidence, right? That Krishna, anyways, he's in our side only. Whether we win, it is good. If we lose also, it is good because we know that Krishna is there with us. Like Pandavas, when they were sent to forest, they were not sitting and crying, oh, what will happen to me? I am living in the forest. They are living in the palace. I am eating less, they are eating more. No, they were very happy. In fact, they were enjoying in the forest. They were taking the company of the great sages who actually go to the forest. So the forest was very nice for them and they became very happy. That is what is called confidence in Krishna. And Krishna is a living God. He's not that, some time back Krishna was there, now Krishna is not there. I keep telling this to everybody that, Krishna is there. When we offer bhoga to the Lord, he eats. When we go and make prayers to Krishna, Krishna actually responds. Like very recent, I remember in my native place, I think where Alka is staying, we have a temple, Radha Krishna temple, and there one couple, they came and offered prayers to Radha and Krishna, and they prayed that, they should get married to each other. And by the grace of Radha and Krishna, their marriage was fixed. So they came to the temple and they were giving thanksgiving, and they said we will have the engagement ceremony in the temple himself, temple itself. So why? That because Krishna is the living God, right? Simple as that. So anybody, whenever they are in trouble, I say you just pray to Krishna. Simple as that, because He is there, He is listening to you. So that confidence was there in Pandavas, and the same confidence is there in the devotees. Then let us proceed quickly. We have got 8 minutes left. This is a very nice shloka in Bhagavad Gita 18.78. I think everybody can by heart. Then Lakshmi Mataji, you can start by hearting these shlokas. So this shloka says, Yatra Yogeshwaro Krishno Yatra Partho Dhanotara Tatra Shri Vijayo Bhutir Dhruva Nitir Matir Mam. Wherever there is Krishna, the master of all mistakes, and wherever there is Arjuna, the supreme archer, there will also be certainly be opulence, victory, extraordinary power, and morality. This is my opinion. Krishna himself is saying this very, very clearly. Okay. Now let's talk about this uncertainty. So we have spoken about DO. Now we are talking about U. Uncertainty because Arjuna is hesitating to fight, right? And I think we have discussed this many times. When the son of Kunti, Arjuna saw all these different grades of friends and relatives, he became overwhelmed with compassion and spoke thus. So Arjuna thought, okay, my uncle is there, my brother is there, my grandfather is there, and if I'm a devotee, why should I kill them? It's better I go to the forest and live, right? That is what is the thought process of Arjuna here. So he was confused. Why am I fighting, first of all? And he gives a lot of reasons, like last time we were talking. So he's bewildered because he's saying Swajanam, his own people are there, Swajanam. Then the turning point is that when he decides he's not going to fight, in these verses 31 to 42, he's saying, my limbs are quivering, my mouth is drying up, my whole body is trembling, my hairs are standing on the end, which is like goosebumps. My hands, his gandiva, his bow and arrow are slipping from his hand, and his skin is burning, his legs are, he's not able to stand, and his mind is reeling. Why? Because he doesn't want to fight and kill our own people just for the benefit of becoming the king. Now he gives a lot of reasons in Bhagavad Gita 1.30. I think you all should go and read these shlokas. 1.30 is talks about the compassion of Arjuna. Now 1.34, 35 he says loss of enjoyment. My people will not be there. What will I go and do? with the money which I'm going to accumulate, by the kingship which I'm going to get. Fear of sinful reaction. He says, whatever it is, if I'm going to kill somebody, am I not going to get some reactions out of it? Destructions of family tradition. He says, all these ancestors, men, everybody are going to die. Then what is going to happen to the family? We know that, the role of father is very important. If father dies, the wife, the children, it is very difficult for them, right, to manage, to maintain in the society, to live. For the mother, it becomes so difficult to educate the children, to safeguard the children, to safeguard herself also. So Arjuna is saying, when all these men will die, what will happen to their wives? Correct? And the beauty is that, when we also hear these things, we also might feel, this is right. But when we hear answers of Krishna, then we will be like double sure and double confirmed that, that's the reality, and that we are going to come to know in the coming chapters. So Arjuna said, my dear Krishna, seeing my friends and relatives present let me just minimize, before me in such a fighting spirit, I feel the limbs of my body quivering and my mouth drying up. My whole body is trembling and my hair is standing on end. My bow, Gandiva, is slipping from my hand and my skin is burning. I am now unable to stand here any longer. I am forgetting myself and my mind is reeling. I see only cause of misfortune, O Krishna, killer of KC demon. Sanjay said, Arjuna, having thus spoken on the battlefield, cast aside his bow and arrows and sat down on the chariot, his mind overwhelmed with the grief. So Arjuna said, I'm not going to fight. Okay. Now, Bhagavad Gita in practice, it talks about spiritual tolerance and emotional tolerance. There are two things. So, spiritually, we need to be strong. We need to take decisions as per what is there in the Bhagavad Gita, as per what is dharma. And emotionally, we might get carried away. So, we need to bring down the emotional tolerance. I think we have 4 minutes left, and I have still a lot more slides to go. But yes, we will continue to dwell more in this chapter. I think it is going to take some more time. So this is a very nice lesson. You can take the screenshot of this particular slide. So what does it talk about? Do you have problems in life? If we have problems in life, there are two things: either yes or either no. If we don't have a problem, very good, then there is nothing to worry. Most of the time people are spending worrying. हम लोग चिंता करते रहते हैं, ये क्यों नहीं हो रहा, वो क्यों नहीं हो रहा, कैसे होगा. चिंता, कहते हैं कि चिंता एंड चिता में केवल एक डॉट का अंतर होता है. सो जो चिता होती है वो हमको मरने के बाद जलाती है, और जो चिंता होती है वो हमको हर क्षण हमको जलाती है. सो इट्स ओनली डिफरेंस ऑफ अ डॉट. So if you do not have a problem, good, then there's no need to worry. But if you have a problem, then the next point is, do you have a solution for that? And if you have the solution for that, then again, why worry? You can take the solution and then come out of the worry. And if you do not have solution for that, also there is no need to worry, because when you don't have a solution, there is no point worrying. You have to just go with the flow, right? So the point is, be patient and move forward. That is what Bhagavad Gita tells us. In any situation, do not worry, because worry is not going to give it much. Chinta nahi karna chahiye. We can do chintan. Chintan is like the thought process. What should be the next step? Without reacting like a soda bottle, we should be responding like the water bottle. Water bottle, what happens? How much ever you shake, water bottle will remain water bottle. No response, no reaction. But soda bottle, if you shake so much and just open, it will go zoom, it will come out. So we don't have to be like soda bottle which reacts to the situation. We need to be like water bottle which responds to the situation. I will stop here because we have some more interesting things coming up, which is almost the end. Let me just quickly show you. We have this one slide, and yes, almost this one slide. So I think we can cover this up. So this last slide talks about the summary part, which is about Dhritarashtra's mindset, doubt, DOUBT. Dhritarashtra's mindset and doubt of fear, Duryodhana's mindset, which is diplomacy and inner fear, and ominous results, uncertainty, bewilderment, and turning point. So this is just the summary, and we have come to an end. And there is a quiz also, which I will give it to you. If you are all comfortable, I will send it in the group, and then you can go through the quiz and understand that how much ever you have understood. And if you have any doubt, you can always ask me. We have less than 1 minute. I'll stop sharing. and I'll also stop recording. Now the session is open to you. If you have any questions, you can always, unmute and ask your question.